Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I am back with another scrapbooking process video. This is layout 5 for November using Vickie Boutin's Wildflower and Honey collection sent to me by Scrapbook Your Joy. So that first clip you saw there was a little snippet from my Snapchat story from when we were on Maui. So that was the first morning in Maui. We woke up and walked across the street to the beach. And I just kind of wanted to show you what you were looking at. So not that if you're familiar with Maui, but you can kind of see I labeled everything, which I thought was cool and be cool for me for memories to kind of remember what everything was. But that's where this photo was taken. So it's kind of I wanted to preface it with where I was, and I found this Snapchat story and just decided to include it. So there you go. This is just a photo of me in the morning. Hair's a mess, just woke up, and we have our whale watching tour on this day. So we kind of just decided to wake up and drink some coffee on the beach before we headed over there. So that's basically the story. I really wanted to use the floral paper, which was the first paper in this paper pad that you guys saw, but I don't know. You guys saw in the kit share that paper, and I said I already had like an idea for it, and this page is done. I know what to do. So I kind of wanted to do that page that I had mentioned, but I would have needed a 4x4 photo, and this is a 4x6, and I didn't want to trim it down, so I needed more space between these two florals than what we're given on the printed version. So I decided to fussy cut these two florally clusters from that paper and then move them to a different paper and spread them apart myself. So that's what happened. I had fussy cut these flowers off screen just so I wouldn't have to torture you guys with that. And now I just pulled out this nice kind of mint ledger paper as my background because there's going to be a lot going on this page. We have giant floral clusters. I want to do more crazy embellishment clusters because the past couple have been kind of nice tame pages, and I wanted a little bit more crazy in my life. So we're starting here. I know I want this photo to kind of come out from this flower cluster. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. This is my 5th voiceover in a row, so my words are gone. Anyways, I just know that I want these florals to frame the page. At first I thought I might move the smaller cluster over so it actually framed the photo, but then it left this awkward gap along the left side of the page, which I could have done some border strips or something, I guess, but I thought that kind of detracted from the design I was going for. So I just moved it back into that corner, and that's where it's going to stay. So that's kind of where I'm starting. I know this is where these florals and this photo is going to go. Now I have to figure out how to fill out the rest of the page so that it looks good. So I went ahead and pulled out a bunch of florals, a bunch of different things in flattering colors. I really wanted to use something bigger off the chipboard because I don't think I didn't use any. I used a few tiny things, like small things from the chipboard sheet on the past couple pages, but I wanted to get another big thing used up. So there's this striped, multicolored, holographic border strip on the chipboard piece that I decided I would use in 2 pieces coming out from the floral clusters and running horizontally across the page to kind of frame in the top and bottom of the layout. So that's what you saw I just did. I like how that looks. I think it looks cool, and the holographic are just a few of these stripes within this multicolored, so it's not overwhelming like, oh my gosh, all the holographic. It's very multicolored and you only see the holographic when it flashes in the light. So I like that because some of the holographic is like, whoa, in your face. Don't look at anything else because I'm fabulous. But this is like subtle, so it works. But I like how this is laying. I'm going to go ahead and glue down the florals and start building out from here. So I kind of can see I already need to fill in this really awkward gap to the left of the photo. So I'm kind of thinking with this horizontal line at the bottom of the page, I can kind of fill up from there to the photo and kind of fill in that gap. Originally, I thought the 2 corners of the florals would be my epicenters for my embellishment. But then once I put them down, I was like, I don't want to pile a bunch of stuff on top of these florals because then I think it'll look too busy, and I don't know. I just didn't think I could do that in a good way to where it would make sense. Me. I'm sure someone else could. But with this awkward gap to the left, I was like, I have to embellish there. I'll just do a big embellishment thing coming out of the left side of the photo and leave the florals how they are, just as framing pieces for the page. So that's kind of where I start. I wanted to pull in a little bit more holographic since I do have those hits of holographic in this little border strip. So there's this one journaling piece that says, "Life is a series of tiny moments." I thought that was a really nice sentiment. It was black, which made me a little nervous because we're working with all these colors and there's nothing else black on the page. But I figured if I did a few other black things, it'll all tie in and be good. But I like how that looks. I like that it's on top of this journaling piece that says dreams with this notebook punch edge. I think that's a really cool layery detail. And now I'm just going through and just putting down die cuts, just building out from there and making a big blob of embellishments. And it just looks fun to me. It's a little messy. There's a lot going on, but it's one of those I'd mentioned on my first layout. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of embellishment, and you have to look to see everything. And I like that on occasional pages. So like I said, past couple pages, I think past 3 have been pretty tame, more clean and more about the design. Layout 1 and this one, we're just going crazy with layering embellishments and having fun. So that's what I'm saying. That's my story, at least. But still going through, still trying to build. I know I need something above the photo. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I'm thinking I'll just have a big title spanning the gap at the top. So I'm really only focusing on this left-hand side of the photo, just filling out that space with embellishment. I just wanted to use all the things. I wanted to get everything. I wanted to get some chipboard, some flat stickers, some die cuts, all up in this cluster. So it's kind of what I'm working with. I got stuck for a second, so I decided to go ahead and trim off all of these florals that are peeking around the edges. So I'm cleaning that layout up a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I do next. We'll see. I love this other side of the paper too, but I really needed this nice clean ledger for all of this craziness to go on top of. There we go. I pull in a little pink tab from the chipboard. I'm just trying to build up a little bit. I want it to taper to the top. I don't want it to be, you know, a big column of embellishment all the way up. So there's a few little text things on these stickers. So this one says "Love This," and there's another one that says "Wild and Free." So I put those on opposite sides of this embellishment cluster, kind of tapering the clusters off to a point. So I like that kind of gets skinnier towards the top of the photo so it doesn't bleed into that other floral cluster at the top. But I like that. So now I'm going with my title. I didn't have a thicker that I either had the letters I needed or that was small enough to fill that gap. So I decided just to use some tile letters and do my title small right across the top of the photo. So I like that it brings more black in, so the photo is kind of framed between this chipboard element on the bottom and the journaling at the top. It's just saying "Good morning," Hawaiian word. My Hawaiian words are rusty. Okay, so Maalaea Bay, I think is how you say it, which is where I was and was that little video in the beginning where I was kind of left to right showing you what you could see from where I was standing in the bay. So that's kind of why I decided to label it, because that's just where I'm standing, and that takes me a minute to get all those letters down. And then I do go back with some black freckled font enamel dots and just make do 3 of them spaced out within this embellishment cluster to the left. And then I know there's something else I do. I don't know if I do it next or if I do it after I do the enamel dots, though. I'll have to wait till I finish the title to see. But I am almost there. I'm almost there. And I really like about this page, I got some bigger things used up. I used a chipboard border strip, a flat sticker border strip, a big, sentiment from the chipboard sheet, and these 2 big floral pieces I cut from the 12 by 12 paper. So here are the black enamel dots. I thought about doing one on the opposite side of the page, but I kind of got lost within all the florals, so I just put 3 within the one cluster. That's the only cluster on the page anyways. And then I did tuck a doily in behind there as well, just to fill out that cluster. But I'm liking how it's looking. I wanted to use more, but there was enough going on. So here are the close-ups. So this is layout 5. I have lots more to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.